Spoilers ahead, fucknuts.
Here come the bros, you know they're always blazing, talking movies, TV, and all the things amazing, from superheroes to sci-fi and comedy galore. Read me with all the content, they never get bored. It's the two bros in a hot show, they're taking us to town. Oh, covering all the flicks that make us jump and go out. Superhero movies, action and some comedy. Their podcast is the place to be. They're to make buddies, never missing a beat. Their witty banter, they make us all complete. From old classics to the newest releases, their honest reviews give us all the pieces.
Hello, Pose.
Hello.
It is I, Leon.
And
No Silas this time. Silas didn't want to see a Joker musical movie, so we have returning guest Haylo.
Hello. I'm back, bitches.
Yeah. We saw this movie early in IMAX
Yeah, we did.
on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
but it took us some time to get the review done in a little bit.
We just had to
Process it.
it.
Yeah.
Process, do we say it? That it was just...
I don't know. I think we should leave our thoughts a little mysterious, maybe, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. You might have felt differently about this than I did. I think it's kind of a controversial movie from what I've heard. Like, it's kind of got people split.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen a lot of negative reviews out there, too. I just think it's definitely more, like, artsy. It's not like a comic book movie. It's definitely more of an artsy kind of movie. I mean,
Yeah.
it is because it's Joker.
Yeah.
It's a comic book movie, but
Right.
it's not the usual big superhero battle or that sort of thing.
No. And you gotta like musicals.
Yeah. I mean, what did you think about that? Like, that they announced this as a musical? I was like,
No.
I don't know how to feel about that. But then from the trailers, I still was kind of like,
You had hope for it.
I'm
You
like,
had
I
hope
don't,
for
I
it
don't
with the
know
trailers.
about this, but like, it does kind of look like it could be good. Like, I don't know. And it seemed like no one was hyped about this movie. Like, the first one did really well, and everyone loved it.
Yeah.
You really liked it, right?
I liked the first one a lot. I thought it was really good.
Yo,
Yeah. I thought
Yeah,
Joaquin Phoenix did a good job.
I liked it, but I think, like, I told you this, like, it kind of reminded me a little bit of, like, Martin Scorsese's movies a little too much, like, particularly King of Comedy, but a little bit of, like, Taxi Driver, too.
Mm-hmm.
And the director even said, like, he was inspired by those
I was
movies.
gonna say there were portions of Joker that, like, I was like, I feel like I saw that in King of Comedy, like the end of the first Joker when he was like dancing behind the curtain. I was like, didn't he do that in King of Comedy too?
Yeah, the very end of the King of Comedy when it's kind of like the whole thing of King of Comedy where, like, a part of it, you wonder if it's in his head or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, he's just imagining these things at points, but then
Yeah.
it's going from, like, what's reality to the things in his head.
Right.
So the very end is, like, him getting his own show. But, like, you wonder, like, is this actually what happened?
No.
Like, or is this just in his head?
Yeah.
And I
So
feel like
it's
they
very
tried
similar.
to do that with, like, the first Joker and then this one a little bit with, like, because the musical things, like, I guess to address the whole musical thing, they're not original songs. It's like a jukebox musical, so it's all, like, cover songs.
Right. Yeah.
And that just did not work well for me. Like,
No.
I thought, like, it's not that it doesn't make any sense. Like, they do work it into the story, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But, like,
they do,
it just
but
seems...
sometimes it was just so random.
Yeah.
It was just
Where,
random.
like, it's like they did it too much.
Hmm.
They just relied on it too much. I think there was a way they could have done it, but instead they just kind of forced it in way too much, where it's like a good like third of the script is a musical, or like a quarter. No, probably like a third, like a quarter to a third of it is like a musical. I would say, right? Maybe
Pretty
even
much.
more.
Yeah.
40% of it.
Yeah. No, it just got to a point for me where it was just like, all right, I get it. I don't need a song about this.
Yeah. And it's not even like when they're original songs in a musical movie, where like sometimes you're like, okay, this is kind of catchy though. Like to me, it's like, it's not that these were bad covers or anything like that, but it's like, okay, I've heard like this fucking Billy Joel song or something like that. Like I don't need a cover of it.
Yeah, or like a Frank Sinatra or something like that. You're just like, okay.
This isn't terrible. Like there's clearly a budget here and production value and cinematography also, but choreography.
Yeah.
Here, but to me it did not work. But they did do that whole King of Comedy thing, and like the first Joker too, where the musical things here aren't real most of the time, right? Like they're in his head or Harley's head.
Yeah.
Who's also introduced in this movie by Lady Gaga.
What did you think of that?
I thought she was fine. Like she wasn't bad to me here, but like it seemed like really she mainly just was singing.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's why they got Lady Gaga. That kind of makes sense, but like to me it kind of seemed like that character was a little weak almost.
I read something online that it was like she was only in it for like a total of like 30 minutes or something like that. 33 minutes. Throughout the entire movie.
I could see that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, how much of that was singing?
Yeah, I was going to say most of it was singing. Maybe like until like closer to the end, but like.
And it's like we get it. Like the whole singing part is like supposed to represent like the fantasy, I think.
Right.
Like the fantasy they have or that they're under of like their love, like where it's kind of a lie. Because like I feel like Arthur knows that she's just kind of in love with Joker, but like he's gonna, like, it feels good to, I guess, have someone love you. So you're probably gonna gravitate towards that when you have like nothing,
right?
And then she just is like obsessed with like, she's kind of like I feel like she's kind of just like an attention, like she loves the person that has like the most attention, or the most popularity.
Yeah, and that happens in real life. It's like someone who's like really rich,
like
and it's like
they're star fuckers almost. Like they just want to go after the person that,
yeah, they're just like,
but
I want to be.
She's a little tapped too, clearly.
Yeah.
Though,
oh yeah, but like also
she, like, burned down her parents' house, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, but I thought that wasn't true.
Oh, that was a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how fucked up she really is, actually, then.
You don't know. There's two sides to every story.
Yeah.
You don't know it.
Do you think we're going to get, like, a Harley spin-off movie?
With Lady Gaga?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess the director said he's done, but I was like, I could still see DC being like, let's do this. But actually, this movie's probably going to flop.
Unfortunately.
It has, $200 million budget. And
it only made,
the first one only had a $55 million budget, and it's supposed to only make $40 million.
That's dumb.
Wait, actually, the box office is actually probably out right now. I can look that up real quick. Let's see. Joker. It was first place, but yeah, it only made $40 million flat. $40 million exactly.
Shit.
So, that is not very good.
No, that's not good.
So what's that?
200 million, so they lost out on
a fifth of the budget.
Yeah.
That's only domestically, but...
Fuck. That's fucked up.
Yeah, so that... And I don't get where the budget even, like, that $200 million budget was with this, because, like, it seems similar... with the first one,
and I feel like a
in
lot
terms
of it was
the budget.
filmed in one area. I feel like
exactly.
Most of
it was even more
like,
of a bottle film than the. Do you think that was like money towards Joaquin or something?
I have no idea, but it was just fucking. I was like, I'm pretty sure like 90% or like 80% of that movie was in the prison.
Or the courthouse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or the asylum, yeah, like the Arkham prison and the courthouse. I was like,
Was that
Yeah, so
boring
how
to
did
you?
that-
Like how much it was in those two settings?
Kind of.
'Cause I heard some people saying that, and I was
Yeah.
like, that wasn't even what was bothering me. I feel like
That was like it.
some of the parts where it wasn't a musical, like I said, like I was kind of into. And then
Yeah.
it's like the musical stuff, like, and like I said, this is probably kind of the what he was intending with it, but it doesn't work. Like it literally does exactly this. It like distracts you almost,
Yeah.
but in a way that kind of just pisses you off.
That's
where
what I
you're like,
said. That's what I'm saying. It's like so random because it's like the scene is like kind of serious, and then it's
Yeah.
just like they start singing, and you're just like, okay. You're just like, this is random.
Isn't this an R-rated Joker movie? What the fuck?
It was just some part it just didn't fit. So I don't know. It was just
Did
random.
you think it was random or it didn't fit that Warner Brothers like Looney Tunes?
I was just
animation
gonna bring that
cartoon
up
at the
actually. I was
beginning?
like that was actually pretty cool. But But was that the video that they were talking about? I was wondering that. Remember how Harley, when she was like, I've watched
Oh, they
your...
made a movie of you?
Yeah. I was like, is that it?
That's a good point, actually.
I never thought... I was thinking about
That's a
that.
really good point.
She was like, I've watched that TV movie of you like 20 times or whatever.
You just blew my mind.
I thought
you just
about
started a
that.
fan theory. I hope you know that. Everyone's like, holy shit, it was right in front of us the whole time. Because I was wondering that.
Yeah.
But I guess it's because your mind would jump to, like, they made a live action movie, right? But
Yeah.
it's like, no, I guess they could have made a cartoon. I mean, that'd be kind of fucked up, but we literally saw that cartoon at the beginning, so.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. That could be. That could be.
I
But-
don't know.
Yeah, I thought that was
But
interesting.
weren't people in it? It wasn't like his neighbor from the first one, the one like Zazie Beetz.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was like, oh, they made that TV movie and like,
I was in it.
yeah.
Was she in the cartoon?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't
But
think so
like they
either.
only that could have only been the beginning of the cartoon. I don't know.
True.
But I don't know.
Or there could be more of them or something. But yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I feel like performance wise here, like I don't know. I think the actors did fine. But like a lot of this felt like, you know, like those clip show things and like TV shows. They have like a clip show episode where they start showing like all these past moments from past episodes. Oh, remember that time we went to the baseball game and like fucking like
Yeah.
whatever, and it's cuz like didn't they do that at points where they were like literally showing stuff from the first movie like in
Yeah.
the court and stuff like that, I think mainly.
Yeah.
But then I was kind of like, is this like a Joker greatest hits like we're revisiting those moments and like his court thing?
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, a lot of this just ends up being like very depressing in a way that like it did kind of stick with me, and I was like kind of thinking about it for like a day or two after I saw it. But I feel like I was mainly not vibing with this movie, but there was some things like I really liked there. I feel like I was like really sympathetic towards like Arthur in this one.
Yeah, me too.
Like I was really like, I feel kind of bad for him. Like he really is just like you, and then you did with the first one kind of too. But like I just really felt bad for him in this one, where I was like he has nothing. Like he's in prison. He literally has no one, you know, and this is someone that's killed people, but he's clearly very like mentally unwell,
Yeah.
and they're just throwing him in Arkham. With like these dickhead yards.
Isn't that what the
and
like? Yeah,
other
like
other
the lawyer
asshole
too was
inmates.
like he needs to be in like an actual hospital
Mhm.
with actual doctors because he's like, yeah, he's like got like multiple personality
Yeah.
disorder. Is like that was what they were trying to basically indicate throughout that movie. I feel like like he needs like mental help because he just has like a disorder. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
So I feel like that part was kind of working for me. And I don't know, I guess like the musical stuff, like that's like his only happiness, I think, or like his only way he can kind of escape for a second from like everything that's like terrible in his life. So like I get it in that sense, but like I think they way overdid it with like the musical element. Like I said, like there was a way it could have functioned into the story, but instead they did like 15 songs, like 15 to 20 songs from what I remember.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But it was, yeah. I don't know what I would give it. It was. I agree. There were some parts that I thought were pretty good. But yeah, it's too much singing for me.
Yeah.
I just wish they kind of kept it with like the same flow as the first one. I feel like I would have enjoyed it a lot more.
Yeah. Cause like it just felt like it was almost like distracting you, like, or it was not distracting you, but it was just preventing like the story from being as good as it was, like where like these musical things would come in and you're like, I was kind of digging what was going on, and this is just completely distracting or deviating away from like what could have been good.
Yeah.
So I just think it was overdone. I think with Harley in particular, like she was barely a character kind of to me. And then you also think too, like so much of even her appearances too were through his dream vision things, even though she was real, like she wasn't a dream. So like, yeah, we just don't even see much of her in this.
Yeah.
Besides like the stuff in his head too.
Can we also talk about how she was like, I'm pregnant?
Oh yeah. Do you think that's bullshit?
I think that was bullshit.
Yeah, she seems like she's just like a pathological liar, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
well, she lied about all that stuff to like get to know him, if that was true. That like, you know, her dad's a doctor and she went to school because isn't she like a physiatrist or
yeah, or they
like before she's with
didn't
Joker?
She say that Arthur's
therapist, lawyer.
Yeah, his lawyer. Didn't he say that? She say that when she was revealing all this stuff to Arthur?
She was like, she's in grad school.
Yup, she self-admitted herself. And like, yeah, all of that shit. She's from like a rich family.
Yeah. She could have lied that she was pregnant, but then again, I don't know. That fucking scene was graphic enough that maybe she was.
I don't think you wore a condom either. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I could see her being the crazy bitch too. That's like, I'm gonna get preggers like from him, like.
I'm gonna get preggers.
Like, I don't know. I guess I kind of believe it, honestly. Especially with these comic book things, they're like, we'll set up a future thing, like kind of like with Marvel with Black Panther.
Yeah.
We'll name him T'Challa. Like,
it's
oh,
like,
fuck
what?
you. But then they said,
really?
like, we're not gonna recast Black Panther. It's like bullshit. Literally in like fucking 10 years, you're gonna be like, oh,
we gotta do it, guys.
Look, he's 18 now. He's Black Panther.
God. Jesus.
But yeah, and then we gotta talk about the whole Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent in this.
Fucking.
So
I hated Harvey Dent in this. Do
you think like that was in a good way though? Like, was it like Nurse Ratched and that
One Flew Over the
Cuckoo's Nest, where like it's a good you hate them, where like they do a good job with the performance, but you just hate them?
Yeah.
You think it was that with Harvey Dent?
Yeah.
You think that guy did a good job?
Yeah.
I kind of thought he was a little bitch.
Oh, I thought he was a bitch, but like
but
he did a good job.
Yeah, maybe
he did a good job
kind
making me hate him because I hated him. I was like, he's just a fucking arrogant little shit, and I just kind of wanted to punch him in the face that whole movie.
I guess like in a way, maybe I don't know. Maybe the direction he was given, or just what the writing for it already and everything. Like he probably did a pretty decent job, but I felt like he just like did not fit like the character almost. Where I was like, who is this? Who the fuck is this guy? Like, this is Harvey Dent, and really? And then of course, since we had Harvey Dent, I knew they were gonna fucking do this. They were like, guys, come on, this is a DC movie. Like, he's gotta become Two-Face. Like. Yeah, we allowed you to do a musical. Come on, you gotta at least make him Two-Face. Like, fine. Like the Joker cult gang people that like were inspired by Arthur from the first movie are still around and set off like a car bomb outside, and that's basically how he gets out of the court at the end of the movie.
Yeah, but don't they? Yeah. But then they catch him again.
Yeah, they catch him again because he goes back to like his old apartment building like a dipshit, just to see Harley.
And then she's like, "No, you can't be together. You're not Joker."
You admitted you're not Joker. You were a little bitch and had to be a good guy. That was the thing too that sucked. Like I felt bad for him. Like
he did all this shit. He was just
like kind of come clean and everything. I was like, wow.
He was like almost about to
that.
Yeah, like make a case for himself and get out of prison, and then he just fucking did that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know what I'd give this, honestly. Like I still think I'm struggling with like a score, but like the musical stuff really did bring it down for me.
Oh yeah, me too.
And
Definitely.
then like I said, even some of the writing or even like the Two-Face thing, I'm like, you didn't have to fucking do that. Come on. And I even read someone online earlier that where they were saying like they thought maybe he's not Two-Face. They thought maybe he just has some scarring and that's supposed to like symbolize him becoming Two-Face. I'm like, that's fucking dumb. I'm like, no, literally, why would they do that? Like, no, that's literally him becoming Two-Face.
Dumb.
Like, what else would that be, you know? Like, I knew they were going to have something like that in there. But, yeah, I think I struggle with it because, like, everyone is, like, totally bombing on this. And, like, I think they're, like, I always try to come in with, like an even perspective. Like, I mean, if something's really bad, like, I won't be even with it. Like, if it's shit, it's shit. But, like, there is some good stuff in this, I think. Like, it's not unwatchable. Like, maybe don't go to the theaters to see this. Like, don't run out to the theaters. But, like, there is some interesting stuff with this. Like, in particular, the end. Like, the ending. Like, how, like, did you like that? Or, like, did you think that was interesting? Or did you not like that? Or
with
how'd
Arthur?
you feel about that? Yeah.
Like, what happened to Arthur?
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of interesting.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of sad, but, like, it was kind of fitting at the same time, like, but it really was depressing as fuck too.
But then you start questioning who that guy really is. You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, because like the whole ending is basically, he like it's like months later after the courtroom thing, and he gets caught by the cops at his old apartment building talking to Harley. He's like told he has a visitor. And then he's like going to walk to see the visitor, and like some other inmate comes and like asks him if he can tell him a joke, and then he basically like kind of basically starts telling him like a similar joke to what Arthur said to Murray, but I think he's like, what happens when like a clown meets a psychopath or like something like that at a bar or something like that. And then he basically ends up like just stabbing the shit out of Arthur.
He does say, I remember he was like, you get what you fucking deserve, which is like what Arthur said to Murray.
Yup.
And then he just shanked him like 10 times in the stomach.
And you never find out who the visitor was, and Arthur just bleeds out on the ground basically.
But the interesting thing was that guy, like, you kind of see it in the background.
He's like Joker laughing.
And then you see it in the background that he
laughing.
Like cuts his mouth.
Yup.
You can kind of see that he cuts his cheeks or like from like the corners of his mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like, wait a minute.
And I think the director even said at this point that like that is the case. Like he did run with that, like the whole idea of it is that like it's more of the idea for how Joker started rather than Arthur being like the Joker. I was like, I like that. Like that was kind of what I was thinking with these movies. And I feel like some people, they're not going to like that. And they're like, that brings it down or like something like that. But I'm like, but Joker always needs Batman anyway. I feel like Joker just does not work on his fucking own. Like what do we have? What do we just have with just Joker? Like he has no one to fucking take him down. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that doesn't make any sense, guys. Like, so it being this, I actually really liked that, and I'm like, that makes sense. And like it was a depressing ending, but I feel like that's like kind of one of the things that's made it stick with me a little bit too. And like I was thinking about it and stuff, or thinking about like how I felt bad for Arthur in this and stuff too. And then even making me rethink some of the musical things, like where, like I said, like I wish there was less of it, but I'm like, it does make sense in a way, but like, goddamn, did it like interfere at points. So I think like overall I did like this, but like it kind of barely passes for me.
I agree.
Like I don't think I'd want to rewatch it anytime soon.
No,
but, like,
I don't think I would either.
maybe
I
at
think
some
I'm a
point down the line.
one and done for me.
Maybe if we did a Joker marathon at some point down the line, I'll watch 1 and 2.
Maybe. Yeah.
But it'd have to be a little bit.
Yeah, too much singing for me. I'm good for a while.
And I'd have to see it with like people who hadn't seen it yet, you know?
Yeah.
Like to kind of see what they think about it and
Right.
everything. That's always interesting.
But it was still a fun experience. It was good to see it in IMAX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you think? Was it like super loud to you? Like did the IMAX
not really.
look really good?
The
Like,
IMAX looked good. It wasn't like super loud. I feel like when we saw Black
Mhm.
Panther, that was super loud. But
Yeah, I feel like there was some cinematography and like some shots in this that I really liked too.
yeah.
Like there was a shot towards the beginning where it was like him in the prison cell and it was like zooming in on the like little window.
Oh
And,
yeah.
like you saw his face and then I was, like, and there was some stuff like that where I was like, there's some stuff they're doing that I like I really like with this. I wish there was more of this here, but I gotta give you shit for when you do like a jukebox music. Like if it had also been a musical and there was less songs and they were original songs too, like maybe I feel like maybe I would feel different about this. Like especially if the song, if like I probably wouldn't be skeptical of that, but if the songs were good, I'd be okay with it. So, but this, like we said, it's just you've heard these songs before. And you're like, I just want to listen to Frank Sinatra. If I want to listen to Frank Sinatra, I don't want to hear Joker and Harley Quinn sing it.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not that's bad. I don't want to hear it 15 different songs.
Right.
But yeah, overall, I thought it was pretty decent. Not nearly as good as the first one, but I heard it's the lowest rated comic book movie of all time, I guess.
Ouch.
And I'm like, I don't think it deserves that.
No.
There are much shittier ones.
I know you've seen much shittier DC ones, so.
Yeah. Yeah. And Marvel.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Not the worst out there, folks, but if you're not really a fan of musicals, then you might want to pass on this one.
Yeah.
And I think even though we feel okay about it, some people are really going to hate this.
Yeah.
So, don't take our opinions. Check it out for yourself.
Yep. In theaters now.
This is for God knows how long. It's
Before it goes to digital.
Did get first place, but I
We'll
don't know how long it's going to be in the box office for if it only made a fifth of its budget. That means next week it's only probably going to make like fucking 20 million at best.
Yikes. Ouch.
But
still.
Who knows? Maybe it'll do really well internationally. Like the Aquaman movies were like that for some weird reason.
Well, we'll let the people go see it for themselves.
Yes. But thank you for joining us, Pose. I think that about wraps it up for this one.
Yes.
Thanks for joining me, Haylo.
Thanks for having me. 'Twas fun.
Yes.
Good times.
And check out our Megalopolis review, as well as our upcoming review of The Wild Robot.
Woohoo.
Which Haylo will also be joining me on.
Woohoo.
As well as Silas, because Silas...
He returns.
Silas was down for a DreamWorks movie, but didn't want to see that fucking jukebox musical Joker, too.
It's okay. So the return of Silas and Leon.
Yes.
With me.
Woohoo!
It'll be a good one. All right. Bye, guys.
Peace, Pose.